About a month ago, I received a comment on one of my videos. It's this one right here. Right, so I made a video called Video Games, the Ultimate Human Experience, in which I talk about how video games are perhaps humanity's greatest creation. If you haven't seen the video, go check it out. I really enjoyed making it, and I actually think I bring up a really cool perspective, so I'd appreciate the love. Now, there was a comment from a subscriber who actually just subscribed after watching this video named Quentin. And Quentin wrote, "We could get real philosophical and argue that humanity is driven to create and betterment. It sounds like you work in industry. I'd really like to hear your insight and perspective of how media, music, movies, and gaming might look in the next decade. From the public perspective, it feels like we are a generation out from having an AI system that we could set simple parameters and have a unique piece of media created." So this is a topic that I've wanted to cover for a while, and this is a conversation that I've had with myself, a conversation that I've had with other artists that I'm friends with, and just looking at the community as a whole. Right after I got this comment, and right after I started planning to make the video, OpenAI talked about Sora. And I watched Sora, I saw it on Asmongold's clips, I saw a bunch of people cover it, I took a look at it, I was like, alright. Now, it looks like they have a lot of the videos grayed out. I do believe Elon Musk is suing OpenAI right now, so I don't know if that has anything to do with it. But the work is rather impressive. You know, the fact that they're saying that this is 100% generated by AI. Am I concerned about my job as a 3D animator, as a 3D model artist, as a graphic designer, as a motion capture animator? Am I concerned? And truthfully, me personally, I'm not really concerned with AI. I don't think that you can replicate human creativity. Of course, AI pulls and pulls from all of our work. Pulls from I'm sure my work, it's up on ArtStation, right? So I'm sure it's pulling from my work, it's pulling from a lot of my friends' work, it's pulling from the thousands and thousands of artists that are online and posting their stuff on all different types of forums and websites and your own web pages, all these things. And I do have a problem with that. I personally don't think that I think AI art, I don't believe AI artists are really a thing. I think that if you're typing in a description into a box and hitting go, while yeah, okay, you might need to be really good at figuring out what AI likes, what does it read, maybe where to put a semicolon and where to put a comma and all that kind of stuff, and how to tell it to not include something. Okay, yeah, once you figure that out, pretty much anybody can do it. So for you AI artists out there, let's be real. In my opinion, you're not really an artist in the fact that you're going and putting in the work. I know pixel artists, right, who put in a ton of work to create their pixel art, and they sell it online. I have a blanket in my bedroom from an artist who does everything himself. And I mean, the fact that you could go and type in an AI prompt and get that, or get something similar to it, yeah, sure, you might see some problems here and there, but for most people, you know, they might not notice. The fact that you're calling yourself an artist, sorry, can't back you on that one. But looking at the technology and everything, I don't believe that human artists are going anywhere. I think that AI, and I haven't seen many people talking about this. Sure, you could generate this video here, right? Sure, you could do this. Right, you could do, where's the, I like the pirate ships in a coffee cup. Right, sure. You have this, right? Wind is blowing, all that. Can you control from what direction the wind is blowing? No. Can you change the color of this pirate ship? No. No, you can't. Can you alter the way it moves at all? Can you go in there and move it around at all? And the answer is no. No, you can't. So all of these things, right? Same thing if you generate a still image. You can't edit that. You would then have to, let's just say you generate an AI image. To my understanding, then you'd have to go ahead and download that video clip or download that image, then bring it into Photoshop. Then you have to crop out all the items and rotoscope and do all these things just to change the color or to change the tone or to do anything to its specific section of the AI generated content. Simply put, you need people to do that. AI can't do that, right? So in my opinion, right now, from what I'm looking at, humans aren't going anywhere. Now, certain jobs are obviously probably going to get phased out. Things like concept artists or look development, unless you have somebody looking for a particular look, that's one thing. Because again, AI, right? Can I tell AI to make a character and have a specific scar running down maybe like, like the right side of his face, hooking under the chin or something like that? Can I design that, right? Can I choose where that path goes? You can't. You know what I mean? Like, and generating humans that's an easy thing, right? So things like meta-human and all that, humans are more so a code rather than being an actual art piece. You know what I mean? Like, humans is a formula to how humans are made, just like any other animal. Whereas a character, to me, is different. A character, right? Just a generic human, all right. But a character, something unique with a unique silhouette, a certain style. That's something where it's not so algorithmic. You really need to actually go in there and design this creature, this person, humanoid, whatever it might be, robot. But I see things like this, and I just say, well, first off, how long did this take to get right? Okay, so like how many hours are you in there typing away to get this? Right? And then also, I'm sure if we really nitpick, we're going to find something. We're going to find like a problem with the hands. We're going to find a problem with the lighting. We're just going to find an issue. And it's going to be here. That issue is going to show itself. And so, eventually there's that. Right? But this robot, how long did it take to get this? And that's the thing that I'm AI, I'm not sold on it, and like I said, AI artists, I really don't think that you could call yourself an AI artist and charge people money for typing things in. I don't really think that that's a cool thing to do, right? And you know what? It's funny because I had a project recently. It didn't go 100% the way it needed to. My computer, I need a new computer and all that kind of stuff. But also too, the client was asking for a lot of things in a very short amount of time. A project that would take at least 6 months. He needed within like a month to 2 months. And it's just, it's not going to work out, right? And so I did warn him though. I said, if you do AI art, because he said he had a generative graphics guy. So I'm like, well, if he's doing AI stuff and people find out, you'd be surprised. People will go and not actually support you because you used AI at all. So there's also the moral aspect, which is why I'm not entirely concerned with AI, right? And so where I think media is going in the next decade, which a decade is a long time, right? It's a long time. Things can change dramatically tomorrow and alter the entire course of wherever history is going. So Am I concerned about OpenAI and Sora and all this stuff? To be honest, not really. However, I do understand the concern. In the next 10 years, the way I see the map kind of going, I want to take a look at how the Hollywood film industry and even the games industry has been going. Music as well, right? Now more than ever, people have access. Let's just do music first, right? Now more than ever, people have access to really great microphones, amazing mixing stations. You have places like Spotify and SoundCloud. Already, music is no longer something that you need to burn onto a disc to get out there. And so, humans have now been able to harness their creative ability and actually put that out there. There's no longer this barrier for entry, right? You could produce your own music. You could do everything on your own. You can mix and master your own stuff. You don't need some big record company to make money anymore, like it used to be. You don't need that. And to be honest, all the things that are being produced, I don't really listen to modern music. But you have something like Taylor Swift. I mean, dude, like, those songs suck. Like the music that's on the radio sucks. All these new songs suck. The things that are being spoon-fed to us as a society sucks. I can't give you a single song that I'm like, yeah, that's really good. Like, I mean, really, it's just, everything is just really bad. Almost as if AI is writing the lyrics to these songs. Maybe they are. But the thing is that, music, I've seen and heard original compositions from musicians on YouTube. I've heard better music coming from original YouTube and SoundCloud artists more so than these big companies. Likewise, movies. I think about Star Wars Theory, right? So everybody knows Star Wars Theory. Star Wars Theory, at least if you're a Star Wars fan. And I would definitely go give him some love. But, Star Wars Theory, if I go on his page here, right, Star Wars Theory has taken it upon himself to go and create a fan film for Darth Vader, right? And looking at Theory here, which I've had, some brief, just texting conversations with him on social media, and he's a great guy. And, I was telling him about my aspirations, as well, to have my own mocap studio. This is the quality of work that fans are making. This is better than Disney. This is better than anything that Disney has put out, right? And it was made by fans. It was made by hired animators. It was made by, the money of a fan who was funded by fans. You have incredible animation work, incredible graphics. And so this, to me, and I told him this is the future of films. To me, it's the people. We, the people, the fans, we, the people, the creators, you who might be watching this right now, who is an artist. The future is in our hands. Okay? Sure. Can we top Hollywood money? It would be very difficult to top that, right? We don't have the money, but that doesn't mean we can't get it. That doesn't mean that eventually we all can't have our own studios. That doesn't mean that we can't make it happen. It's the truth to me. right? Like, we can do this. And that, to me, is where media is going in the next 10 years. That's where media is going. I'm friends with a very good friend of mine, Lawrence. He is the CEO of an indie game company called Goodnight Games. They're working on their own indie games right now. Why? Because, I don't know if you noticed, you know how hard it is to get a really good AAA game? Like, do you have any idea? I mean, the fact that we even got Baldur's Gate 3, so I just did Baldur's Gate 3 on my gaming channel, right? I did a whole playthrough. I got 76 episodes, and some of those episodes are like 6 hours long. Okay, I streamed, and we hung out. It was a great time. I loved it. Baldur's Gate 3 is like the diamond in the rough. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't get that. Like, Baldur's Gate 3 is a game that Larian Studios made, and I mean, you're never gonna see this again, right? Like, you're never gonna see a Baldur's Gate 3 unless it's from a company like this, right? Unless it's from a company like this, like Larian, who are going out there and doing good work, right? They are constantly improving the game. They are constantly making the game better. To me, Larian Studios is textbook of this is where the industry is going. They didn't use AI. They didn't skimp out. They didn't do any of that stuff, right? They worked hard. They have a team of people who are dedicated. Their production reminds me a lot of Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings. Everybody at Weta, all of those people who were involved in making Lord of the Rings, they were like fully invested in what they were doing. And that's what it takes. That's what it takes. So to go back to Quentin's comment here, where is media going? Sure, AI isn't going anywhere, okay? AI is here. It is a tool. It can help, all right? I use vidIQ here and there. You know, I use it to help me get some ideas, right? Because I said, you know what? Let me try it out, right? vidIQ has some cool AI stuff. I was like, all right. So I support vidIQ. I think that they're doing a lot of good work to help people out. Keywords, tags, all these things, you know, because here's the thing. The wealth is everywhere, right? And everybody can get to the top of the mountain, all right? Everyone can get there. Sometimes you just need a map. There's some people who found their way to the top on their own and through trials and tribulations. But that doesn't mean that we need to gatekeep success. Success gatekeeps itself, okay? You know what I mean? Like, you could go and buy all the good hiking equipment and whatnot, right? But who's going to make it to Mount Everest? Who's going to make it to the top? You know? Now, that might be a bad example because they do have teams of people, like 300, 200 people that they bring up there. But, you know, you get my point, right? Just because you have all the best equipment doesn't mean you're going to go out there and, you know, catch a record-breaking marlin, you know, or that you're going to go out there and, you know, you're going to go hit it big. You know, just because you have all the tools, everything, it doesn't mean that you're going to make it. It doesn't mean you're going to make it to the top, right? But the tools are still there. You know what I'm saying? And so vidIQ, I think that, you know, that the vidIQ team, their whole perspective is, hey, let's give everybody as much ammo as we can give, right? The more ammo we got, right, the more shots we could take. And so, you know, having something like vidIQ as a tool, I think is cool. You know, AI isn't all evil. Okay, I don't believe that AI is this evil thing. It's not. I think that, you know, AI can be a great help to people. But in terms of replacing people in the industry, you know, for those of you who have seen the layoffs, I'm disgusted by the layoffs. But then again, like the layoffs over at Microsoft laid off a bunch of people. Sony just closed the studio down, I believe. Their Pixar has laid off like 700 people, 800 people. Animators and artists are getting laid off left and right. Now, do I think that all those people deserve to get fired? I mean, I can't say that, right? I can't say that for certain because, frankly, the media projects that we've been seeing, right, like we've said, have kind of sucked, right? And so somebody has to bite the bullet on that. You know, and so I don't know what is going on at these individual studios, but I don't think that AI is to blame for that. I think that that's the way it goes. You know, they hired a lot of people during the 2020 times, right? And, you know, maybe they overhired. Maybe they had too many people. Maybe their games just aren't hitting. And that's a bigger problem to me. A bigger problem to me is that the media is not hitting. The media that is created sucks. It sucks. Star Wars today sucks. The things that we're getting suck. Rings of Power sucks. It looks bad. It's just bad. It looks bad. The scripts are horrible. Everything is just wrong, and it's horrible. It sucks, right? And then some of these other movies that we get, right? Giant blockbuster sized budgets, and then the movie comes out and the production is horrible. Whereas then you get something like Godzilla Minus One that was made with a fraction of the amount of money that these other businesses, like these other movies, these other studios are putting out. And Minus One was a phenomenal film that I recommend that everybody sees. I mean, like, how does that happen? Larian, right? Okay, they were well-funded, but how come Larian's well-funded project, a Baldur's Gate 3, worked out really good? But yet, these other companies, high-level productions, are steaming piles of crap, right? These are the questions we need to be asking. So, you know, to wrap it up here, that's where media is going to me. I'm not concerned about AI. I don't think that AI is something that, because AI has existed for years, right? We've been using, in the industry, we've been using AI for a ton of time, right? We've been using AI, everything from scripting enemy, mechanics to rotoscoping, like different algorithms and stuff. When I would process motion capture motions, and I would have to solve like 1,000, 2,000 motions, right? I would have some shoots where it would be like 500 motions per shoot, right? And so we would run them through an algorithm, and it would try to automatically correct some of the issues so that then we can go in and maybe it's a little bit less daunting. Or sometimes I just got to get down and dirty and do it myself, right? Down and dirty rotoscoping, down and dirty mocap editing, sometimes you just got to do it the old-fashioned way and just get it through, which is usually the way I like to work. But the thing is that, AI kind of existed. Like these algorithms, in a way, were an artificial intelligence. Now, it just so happens that the AI can actually pull from other things. However, in terms of actually utilizing the stuff and making a production, I don't think that AI is going to completely replace everybody. I don't see that happening. And I don't really see AI being able to do exactly what we want it to do. It's going to sometimes give us horrible, horrible outcomes. And, I'm not, that's why I'm not concerned, right? Frankly, I'm just not. While, yeah, I think that companies should say whether or not they've used AI, that's a whole nother thing. Of course, I do, think about AI and this technology because this could be wielded by unskilled people, right? So now what does that look like in a political space? I mean, look, I'm not going to go there, but I'm pretty sure that a lot of the things that we see on TV regarding world events and other things happening, it's probably not 100% real, okay? Like AI, everything from the deep fakes to now being able to generate these videos, they could do anything. And so I'm more concerned about that and the transparency around the AI as opposed to just the existence and usage of it. It's the being transparent. So, again, guys, I just think that, let the big media companies do what they're going to do. We, as creators, can put the tools into our hands. We have more access to these tools. Now more than ever, we can make our own games. We can make our own productions. We can compose and composite and master our own music. We could do all of our own things. We don't need the big time guys anymore. We have social media to market ourselves. We have YouTube, this awesome platform to post these things on, right? Look for the positives. Look at the optimism and the optimistic outcomes that we're in. And that's my biggest advice to you. So if you're an artist who's concerned, well, let's reverse that. Let's look at ourselves in the mirror and ask how we could be better. How we could be better creatives, how we could be better artists, how we can improve ourselves. Get creative. Get creative with how you do and go about projects, okay? Don't just be a character animator. Figure out something else that you could do with it. Don't just be a concept artist. Don't just be a look dev artist. Find a little bit more. Find a more creative solution for yourself, right? Build yourself something cool out of your creative skill set, right? Be creative. Get creative. That's what we need. Get creative. All right? I love you all. Thank you so much. I had a really good time talking about this. If you want me to talk about it more, please let me know. If you want me to do a live stream and we could all hop on and just kind of have a conversation about it, that'd be great too. But again, I love you all. Thank you all so much. Like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. Let's talk. I would love to talk to you. And, if you want me to make something else talking about this topic, or if you want to have me weigh in on something else, please let me know. I'd love to cover it. Anyway, take care. Have a great day wherever you may be. All right. Bye-bye.